zero.
Project of edification of the American continent, providing general prosperity. The United States of Mexico and the United States of Northern America will become one new country with a new way of understanding the liberty of the individual, the nobility of the spirit, the interest for scientific search, the sense of the body's harmony, etc. We have to open ourselves to another way of thinking. When a community encircles itself in its national culture without looking farther away, it doesn't take long in perishing asphyxiated. Exercising justice is to treat others how it's needed that we be treated. Sometimes it happens that we face complicated situations or difficulties with people, and because we don't have practice nor the pertinent studying tools, we fail communicating with others, or we fix our formalities illegally. All of us, let us set the responsibility of exercising justice. Also, it is natural that adults especially have an obligation in regard to this subject. What does the community require to avoid having a guilty mind and be capable to exercise justice? Learning. The current disposition of things requires that we strive to make a mutual agreement. Thus, to judge and to criticize edifies our people very little. Let us finally urge the general population to see the situation globally and then to generate reliable alternatives of solutions to the different problematic. Equally, from different perspectives, to acquire an integral strategy that begins the contribution to the satisfaction of solutions as a whole of the necessities in our own being, family, and working surrounding. Can it be possible to be able to aspire to the individuality and self-determination? Nevertheless, and truly, the good deeds produce something splendid, and the wisdom is like a tree that always gives fruits. To stop the pressure that ends up in slavery, it is precise to be adapted to a working system in which workers in their jobs work 5 hours or 3 shifts during the day. In other words, that the time left we could offer it to ourselves, our own families and sons, or any errand that we may have, and organize our lives better. After all, the spirit of this isn't faulty. Simply, the answer is that we cannot know. And for what we can see that is happening, what can we conclude? That the understanding and discernment are superior qualities to knowledge, but the wisdom is even more precious. The scientists say that the human mind is the most complex object of the universe. The school for adults, and some books in particular, represent a wealth in practical wisdom that can help us to live a life full of satisfactions, because it will make us outstand, no matter if we are compared with what others are willing to give. Therefore, we suggest in the beginning to be patient with all the members of our community, tolerating some traits that we find irritating. Offering information, education, and wisdom to speed up the solution to current conflicts. To live in harmony and common well-being. as difficult that this might be, is an option. As a first activity, we will have done the direct guidance of one family and coordinating efforts through the communication, agreement, taking and written planning that will have a continuation. Each neighborhood will have a written planning that will have a continuation. Each neighborhood will help the families of the other neighborhoods to establish harmony in their homes, organizing unique activities to make good use of time as well as to have greater advantage over lives. Although we must be granted the instruction that gives us the drive to make us do our task in an efficient, scientific, and humane way. ¿No le parece todavía?
¿Tu nombre? Graba tu nombre. ¿Nombre?
My name is Pascual Alejandro Orozco Stromer.
Perfecto, ahí está.
Falta otro pedazo.
Ah, ok, a ver, espérate. Ok.
A pilot project will give us a straight direction and a goal that's short, medium, and long term, compatible with the personality and individuality of each one in our counties. In a manner that we be able to attract home a beautiful spirit of peace that inspires love and unity in the family, and to accomplish displacing any inconvenient thought with the good. Let us reflect on this, and let us allow that love nourishes our thinking at home. It is important that we acknowledge that this is a call to modify the way we organize ourselves without dividing ourselves. It is about reducing the rhythm in our lives but focusing our attention towards our old age. Because what we don't do now will affect negatively, and what we do will ensure that we have physical health in our old age and will help our memory to keep its capacity. And with this, we must exercise self-dominion, meaning control over ourselves. And it is clear to accept that the change will not only be in my family, because the results will benefit all members of the society. Let us remember that what we don't do now, we will have to do tomorrow. This is the reason that I gave myself the homework to accelerate the progress that we need. It happens, according to what's said before, that what I want or what I need to do is to make you read. Then, first I will have to convince you for you to listen to me. We reason together and we mold our life to an arrangement proper of the persons with patience, and after read. Remember that the beginning of wisdom is to want to be instructed by her. This is why I address you, fathers of families, so we don't fall apart. To look after our laws and to find their defense. To meditate in the wisdom is the perfect intelligence. Specific objectives. To obtain a rapid and continuous compromise. To promote a clear, progressive sense and goals that be sufficiently challenging to maintain the interest, but not so hard as to make the participants cancel their participation. To have a rich interior, to have within our reach interior peace, happiness, and a satisfied life. To provide guides and have training to rescue, preserve, and diffuse the sentiment of love that have us make adjustments and forces us to accomplish all our potential. Doing it in an educated manner, respectful and ethical, but with firm conviction and in a consistent way. To redirect our resources and energy, keeping them away from the institutions and getting them close towards the individuals. Thank you. This is the end of the first part.
Perfecto. Ahí está.
¿Lo grabaste todo junto, Adán?
Claro.
Este tardó mucho porque lo leí, como no pronuncio muy bien las palabras en inglés, no tengo acento mexicano.